Why be easy when you can just die? I'm Chewy Mew, and welcome to my channel, but more specifically, welcome to another Chewy Mew review, where we desperately try to focus the camera in every single video. Where today I'm going to be taking a look also at a figure that I got in the mail. I didn't even know this figure existed until... So I bought this figure like 3 days ago, and it arrived. It was 3-day free shipping. You can kind of see him there. And so I got this figure, which I didn't even know it existed until like 4 days ago when... shout out to SpideyFan2002, where we were talking in the comments that ToyBiz never made a Spider-Man Unlimited figure. And, spoilers, that's what this is, sort of.
Alright, so open this sucker up here. Come on, there we go.
Alright, so here he is. The joints are pretty loose. It feels sticky. What the heck? Oh, disinfected because you could get like some kind of disease. Not just COVID, but you know, you could get like a staph infection. I don't know if you could get a staph infection via postage, but you never know. Just watch out for that. But yeah, so I didn't know this figure existed until me and SpideyFan2002 were talking in the comments for one of the videos. And then I think one of us said, I think I said it, that there was never a Spider-Man Unlimited figure, the 6-inch scale. There was 90s version, but there was never a 6-inch scale of this character. And look at me, I'm dingus. It turns out it is real. Okay, for some reason this figure is sticky, so I'm actually going to go, like, wash it with soap and water. Alright, I'm back. I washed this guy off. I actually used soap and water, and I scrubbed it a bit to get rid of the stickiness. It's not sticky anymore, which was kind of gross. I mean, the seller never mentioned anything about it being sticky. Or just, you know, getting a figure wet is that when you shake it, liquid comes out. Some glue dots. I don't remember what I looked up, and then I found a picture of this guy on Google. After, you know, searching for a bit, I went to, like, some kind of figure website that shows, like, different kinds of, like, ToyBiz Spider-Man figures and stuff. And so then I managed to find this guy. There we go. I tightened the neck up now. I'm going to clean the glue dots up there a bit after this video. The ones I found were consistently, like, $30. And then I found this one. They were selling it for $20. And I was thinking, you know, I'm just going to bite the bullet and I'm going to buy it. But then, and then they lowered it to $10 for absolutely no reason. So I was like, you know, screw it. I'm just going to buy it right away. You know, I really love when ToyBiz would just make abstract Spider-Man designs that didn't look, you know, like your regular Spider-Man. Because this doesn't look like your regular Spider-Man, obviously. On the bottom of the foot, it says 2005 Marvel Entertainment ToyBiz Worldwide. The other one's going to say Made in China there. Wow, that focus is really good there. That's crazy. My hands are still kind of pruny from washing this guy. But, yeah, it just looks so cool. They did kind of go for, like, inspiration from obviously from Spider-Man Unlimited, but it doesn't look completely like it. You know, like, he doesn't have the shoulder pad looking thing. He doesn't have a cape, which, seeing pictures of him brand new in packaging, he didn't have a cape. He came with this cool little, looks like this little, like, statue display base, kind of like, looked like a piece of cement like this, with, like, a little pillar thing on top, like a little kind of ledge, and there was, like, seriously, like, a cardboard cutout, or, like, a transparent, like, piece of plastic thing, where you're supposed to stick Spider-Man's legs on here, then you point it here, and then there's, like, that plastic thing it looks like, I think it was Venom, or something like that, so you press the button, and then it has this loop. I think you shot like a web string, like a missile, except it had like a string on it. So you shoot it and it's supposed to hit Venom. And then I guess you just stick it back in his wrist or something like that. That's kind of what I gained off of looking at pictures of it. And there was one of those that I wanted to buy. It was $20. And then the shipping was $10. Because that's like a big display base, you know. Probably like pretty big. Like maybe like, I don't know. It was pretty big, trust me. It was like a big chunk thing, you know. And I didn't want to buy that. I didn't want to spend that much. But I got this guy for $9 and free shipping, 4-day shipping actually, which was, you know, awesome. It's really good when you manage to get a figure at a really good price. And honestly, I just got lucky there. Take a look at those eyes. I really like how this costume doesn't have any of the web lines. Like, doesn't have any web lines anywhere, especially on the face. It's completely just plain red with those big eyes. It reminds me a little bit of McFarlane kind of eyes, you know, a little bit, because, you know, like the swoop here and swoop up there, and then like the curl right there on the top of the eye, like the points of the swirl. It looks a little bit like McFarlane to me. You can see the glue dots that I put right there. That makes the neck significantly tighter now. It's not loose at all anymore. The butterfly joints here are a bit loose. And you can see that spider logo, which that spider logo looks pretty awesome. The one on the back too. You can see I don't know if it's like the paint on it was kind of sloppy, but the paint and the camera, it looks a little bit kind of like, it's hard to tell there, but I don't know how to explain it, but here, like on some parts of the body, the paint looks a little bit, like you can kind of, it's like a little see-through in a bit, like some parts here and there. You can see right there on like the top of the spider's head, how the part on the left right here looks a little bit brighter than the part on his right side here. On the hands, the webbing paint here, it looks good here. There's like paint wore off there. Maybe the paint just wore off from, you know, a kid playing with it. Something maybe, I don't know. Same thing on this hand here. I think it's, or no, actually no, that's on purpose. It doesn't have like webs there, like it ends right here. On this side, yeah, the paint just stops right there. Oh yeah, like part of the design, yeah, it doesn't go all the way around it. It's cool. The underwear part is just plain. Also, I don't know if this is on purpose, it might be, but you can see how the red, it kind of just fades into the black. Yeah, it's not dirty, it's just how that looks. It looks like the red gets slightly lighter and then it fades into black. You can see here's some of the neck. I think the paint on this guy was just, you know, played with, so it looks kind of sloppy. I think it's from just play wear. On the boots, it looks, the one thing I don't like is that, actually, never mind. I was going to say it looks like he has a swivel right here, but it looks like he has this line going around his boot to here. But that's just like, that's like his muscles there, like his, I don't even know what body part muscle that is, like the muscle above the shin and below the knee. Like, I don't know what the name of that muscle is, but from certain angles, it makes it look like he has like some kind of ankle swivel, you know? Or no, like the rotation here in his shin. You can see the muscles here on his legs. I obviously love the figures that have all of the paint, or have all of the sculpt and all of the detail, all the webbing sticking out like Sinister Six Spider-Man here, with all this crazy detail and all this very, you know, very like elaborate paint to him. I absolutely love those figures, but you know, you still gotta love figures like this that have basically no 3D sculpting. The only 3D sculpting he has are like his eyes and like, you know, that's about it. Obviously the fingers and stuff, but he doesn't have like any texture to him, and I love that. You know, obviously this guy wouldn't really, there's nothing to really have 3D texture on. And I noticed his legs, you can rotate them like this, and the red's supposed to be inside, so let's correct that there. Actually, I have a figure that also kind of looks like this guy. I mean, looks like him, not really at all, but I'm going to get it to give you guys a perspective. Okay, yeah, so this is the other Spider-Man figure I was talking about. I mean, they don't look anything alike at all, but the only thing that they kind of have resemblance to is the spider logo on their chest. Like, that's why I said this guy looked a little bit like he was kind of inspired by the Spider-Man Unlimited cartoon, because, you know, these two, their spiders look pretty much the same, just slightly, you know, this one's a little thicker, that one's kind of skinnier. The spider on the back is 100% different, but, you know, as a kid, I always kind of thought, this kind of always reminded me as the Spider-Man Unlimited figure, and also I never knew he existed, so I just thought this was like the closest you could get. And the thing I said about him looking like he had some kind of like the rotation here in the shin, that's because this guy here, you see, has this line going around his leg that it looks like this should be painted or something, or has like some kind of 3D sculpt sticking out. And also, like I said, a lot of crazy, you know, texture and detail to it. But I can totally appreciate just, you know, a very plain black Spider-Man with a bunch of red paint and white paint on him. I also know this body was reused. I don't think the arm was. I think it was just a normal arm. It was also used. I don't know if this came first, but either way, there's a black suit Spider-Man figure that also has this same body. I think I've seen pictures of him that it's not your regular, you know, traditional black suit Spider-Man like the guy right there. It's a bit of a different kind of design, but he used the same body here. I know that because I've seen pictures of this one on eBay. I'm not a big fan of this body for a black suit Spider-Man. I think he had a normal arm, but this guy, of course, he has a gimmick arm. You know, I really wish I had some kind of like torpedo or something that I could shoot out of this. So in a past video, I reviewed Silver Armor Spider-Man here, and I got a little Lego missile, and I tried sticking it in here for him to shoot, and it didn't work. So yeah, Lego missiles aren't compatible with these guys, but I really wish I could show you. But basically, you just shoot and then it would hit. I think it had like a rope tying to his hand. Obviously, you're gonna put pictures on the screen so you guys can see. And I will say the range of motion on this guy is pretty good. But yes, I love how just plain the paint looks. Just very, you know, basic. It's a really cool design, but, you know, there's not any crazy, like, textures to him. Also, you might notice here, if you look at his two thighs, you can see how the spider on his chest is a lighter color than, or is darker color than his legs and his head. Obviously, because the head plastic is different, and they made this mold in red color. Well, the body's black, and then the legs are obviously they were made black too. But this looks pretty like a much lighter color red, and the camera doesn't do it 100% justice. But this color red, you can see there's like some burgundy in here, like on this thigh muscle thing here. But most of it overall is just a little bit lighter color than that in the head too. I wish the whole body was the color of the head, or not the whole body. Like all of the red was the same color as the head here, because that would look pretty sick. But it's a little inconsistent in color, which that's okay. That's fine. Actually gonna that's a bit, yeah. I'll put it like that. You can tell a bit more how this looks a lot. It looks much better in real life. Like the colors look a lot like more vibrant in the camera. They don't look nearly as good, but yeah, you can tell how these are two different kinds of red. As far as the black, obviously all the black is the same color here. This looks kind of wrinkly there. Maybe it's just like the glossiness of the plastic. Because yeah, this just like that crotch region right there. The butt looks normal, but right here, this part right there looks a little bit. You can see how it looks like there's like little dents and stuff in it there. On the body, there's nothing there though. Maybe that's just like, I don't know. Maybe because just a kid played with this and it's kind of worn out here. There's a little bit of plastic there sticking off of the thing right. You can see right there. A little bit of like plastic sticking off there. Just scratch that off right there. There we go. But yes, I think this looks pretty great. I think it looks really cool. I mean, his arm isn't, 100% posable like this. He probably loses like what, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he loses 5 points of articulation, which, whatever. I really wish, of course, he had like a fully posable arm like this one here. But, he doesn't have that, and I'm okay with that. That's cool. And by default, you have him like this web shooting hand thing. So that's gonna, that's pretty cool. You also don't have the joint here or a toe bend, but you do have an incredibly insane ankle pivot. Look how crazy this ankle pivot is. This one is really tight there. There we go. Look how crazy that is. You can have his legs spread out this much, and the ankle pivots could still be holding him up. I mean, he falls down, but, but holy crap, those ankle pivots, those are like the best ankle pivots the best I've ever seen. That just bends like crazy. And then if we bend them outwards, there's like a plastic piece sticking out right here. Yeah, a little like plastic little thing sticking out right there. As far as going outwards, holy crap, these ankle pivots are nuts. Those guaranteed are the best ankle pivots of any Spider-Man figure ever, period. I mean, how can you get any better than that, His head, it looks all the way up. It's loose so it doesn't stick all the way up. It goes all the way down, rotates all the way around. His arm goes up all the way. It rotates all the way around. He has these butterfly joints, which they work really great. That works really good. The other one has the same articulation here, the same rotation in the upper arm, except this one has double jointed elbows, rotation here in his wrist, a hinge in the wrist here, and then you can move the 4 fingers in together. Also, look at his fingers. They're all, I mean, ToyBiz did this a lot, but all 4 fingers, because you can move the 4 fingers all together, but you can see like there's no gaps in between the fingers. And when you make a fist, it doesn't sit completely in. It's kind of stuck like that, which you can bend his hands so far back, you can almost like make it touch here. Very good ab crunch, bends forward and goes back. Doesn't go back, actually that goes back pretty good. Rotation here in his waist, that's really, really tight. His legs kick up. He can almost do it. He's almost able to do the splits. He can get really close though. But his legs aren't just the regular ones that you can kick him forward. The leg actually rotates like this, and then you have to twist his foot to get him in the position you want. His legs right here, they're pretty loose, which these tend to get loose easier. Like on my Spectacular Spider-Man, those legs got really loose there. Double bend in the knee, very good double bend. Also, I like how when you bend it, you can see how like the curve on the back of his thigh lines perfectly up with his, is this the calf, I think, maybe? It lines perfectly up that it sits right in there like that. That's really, really good. The foot bends forward, completely back. And then, of course, that ankle pivot is legendary. That's top 10 ankle pivots. 10 out of 10 would have an ankle pivot again. You know, well, that's okay, though. I'm probably going to tighten these legs up because they're super, super loose. But yeah, so that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to let me know. All right, bye, guys. Wow.